What's new? Oh, yeah, I got a deal. What's up, you guys? It is Ohaji here with the Introverted Investor. How y'all guys doing today? I hope everything is well and blessed. I know it's been a while. I've had my head down. I've been in the zone, so haven't even realized that I haven't made a video in a while. What's new? Oh, yeah, I got a deal.
Oh my God! Wow!
So today we're going to be talking about my first deal ever. What kind of deal it was, what kind of property was it. We're going to break it down, how much I made, everything. So with this first deal, I did things totally different. As an entrepreneur, one skill you have to have is being able to transition and pivot in. I call it vibing and weaving. Switching everything how you do. You can't stick to one thing because time changes, just like strategy changes. So I had to change up my strategy. I have been in wholesale since the beginning of 2021, I want to say. So, as you all know, I've been trying to get my first deal for so long. It's been about 2 years. I was procrastinating. I was not moving my feet. I was stagnant, scared, like most of you guys are. Push through it, push through that, because I kept going, and I had to switch things up because, like I said, everybody is into wholesale right now. Not everybody, but like it's a well-known topic right now. And with that being said, it's become oversaturated, especially in the market I'm in. I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. That's where I live. That's where I'm from. I was born and raised in Indiana, but I've lived in Memphis a good chunk of my life. So Memphis is one of those cities where people from outside of it, people from inside of it, everybody wants to invest in Memphis. And so with that being said, it was so hard finding deals. I was trying different lists. I was trying different ways. I started to try to do on market and off market deals, but in this game, it's all about speed and time. And like I said, with me being afraid, I wasn't moving how I should have been moving. So I made a big pivot. I switched to land. The reason I switched to land is a lot easier. One thing I figured out with wholesaling houses is people have attachments to certain houses. Like somebody might inherit their childhood home, and because of all the memories and stuff, they either don't want to sell it or they want to sell it for an extremely crazy price. So land, with it not having a house on it or anything, most people are not attached to it. So it was a lot easier. I got a higher response rate. Like when I was cold calling every day for hours on end, let's say I called 100 people, maybe 10 of them would answer. I was leaving voice messages for the rest of them. I started to text, but I still was having a low response rate. It's so crazy. A year ago, I had a land deal that I could have made happen. I just didn't know what to do with it, and I was scared. But the thing about land is it's totally different. There's no comping. You don't need pictures of the property. You can do everything virtually. The seller has no attachment to the property, as I was speaking about earlier, because there's no property there to be attached to. You know exactly what price you need to be at, because like even before I got it under contract, well, no, not this one. This one I kind of fumbled up a little bit. I failed my way forward to a deal because I didn't know what I was doing. I watched that man's live stream one time and just started taking action. And a big reason for that is because I am expecting a child. So it put me on the balls of my feet where it was like, yeah, it's now or never. And so, like I said, I started doing land about 45 days ago. And with that, I found a deal in 10 days. My first week and some change, I found the seller of that lot. So I found the seller, and he was looking for 15,000 for that lot. Now, I just always negotiate, period. So even if your price point is doable for me, I'm still gonna negotiate you, because as a negotiation, if I just automatically say yes to the first number, uh, it makes it seem like they could have got more for it, you know. So I make them try to feel like when you negotiate, like, I can't do 15, can we try 12? It makes them feel like, you know, they got one up on you, because it's like, I'm pushing it for you though, but for you. So I did that same type of strategy with the seller of this lot. He wanted 15. I said, I can't do 15. I didn't know if I could do it or not. I just was, you know, trying. I was just failing forward. I just threw out a random number, the first number that came to my mind, 12. And he said, okay, got it under contract. He had an investor that was looking at it, but I don't believe that investor was serious, because that contract fell through because I couldn't sell it at 12. It wasn't worth it. Especially it's in a rougher neighborhood that's in development, but still not worth it. Not worth 12. And so what I did was I kind of gave up on it. I was like, I'm just gonna have to cancel this contract. I'm not gonna be able to do nothing with it. And I kept faith in myself. I didn't even send the contract to the title company. You hear me? Like, I did not, because I was trying to find a buyer before I did that, just in case it fell through, which it did. And so I got it under contract. I went and immediately started to, after I did my happy dance, I immediately went and started to search for a buyer. Couldn't find nothing. I was trying to sell it for 15, couldn't find nothing. Tried to sell it for 14, nothing. 13, nothing. At this point, I'm like, 12, 5. Just give me 500. I'm cool. Nothing. So I went back to him and I came up with an excuse that my title company was having issues with the property and they were so bagged up that they might not be able to close on time. He was like, look, man, let's just do another contract. I was like, whoa, okay. I thought he was gonna be mad at me. I thought he was gonna be like, nah, you know what? F you, I don't wanna work with you no more. You strung me along for 30 days. Or it hadn't even been 30 days. I think it was like 10. And I was already, because I couldn't find nobody, I was already like, let me just cancel this contract. And he said, you know what? Let's just draw up another contract. I said, okay. I said, but if we do that, I can't be at 12. I can't make 12 happen. I gotta be a lot lower. I had it under contract for 12. After it fell through, he asked me, he said, yo, I'm gonna see if I can find another investor. If not, you know, I'll reach back with you. I gave up. I thought it was over. After about 3 days, I wanted to contact him every day, but I said, you know what? I released it. After about 3 days, he contacted me back and said, I can't find anybody who's interested. So, how much could you do? I said, man, I can't be at 12. So, I'd have to be a lot lower. He was like, what you thinking? I said, man, would you consider 4,000? He said, I can't do that. I can't do 4. I said, okay. What about 5? He gave me a counter offer of 6,000. I said, okay, I can make 6 work. Before we even got to the point of him contacting me back with the 6, I was already looking for buyers. Everyone that I had recently communicated with about the deal, I reached back out to each one of them and said, hey, the price has been dropped to 8,000. Everyone was going ballistic for it. I said, okay, we got one, finally. And so once I knew that I had buyers and things like that, I got him to re-sign the second contract for the 6,000. The same day, I sent my assignment contract to my buyer for 8,000. And I had to be patient. That was the hardest thing, was just waiting that 30 days, like knowing that I got $2,000 coming. So I just moved forward. It finally closed June 28th, 2023. They called me, said, hey, we have your check ready. You can come pick it up. It was like 8 in the morning. I literally left the gym, ran straight to the title company and picked up my check and took a picture of it, took a picture of me holding it, and literally went straight to the bank and cashed my check in. After that deal, the confidence was through the roof. I was going after it like crazy. So I ended up a week later getting another 10 lots under contract. Now we're waiting for them to close, and I got a lot more going. I'm also jumping into different markets. As of right now, I'm in Florida market. I'm in Port St. Lucie. I'm in Miami. I'm in Fort Lauderdale. What else is it? It's another one I'm missing. Oh, in Jacksonville, Florida. And those markets are crazy. It's a lot different. You don't need investors. You work with builders. And it's a lot easier because you don't got to look at comps. You don't got to do none of that. You literally figure out how much your builder is looking to pay. And as long as you get the contract under that, as long as you get it under whatever your builder's price cap is, you're winning. So the better you are at negotiating, the more money you make. I know with the 10 deals, they're all scheduled to bring in about $5,000 a piece. So I'll be making $50,000 in about 10, 15 days. So, and we hitting it hard, like I said. But enough of talking. I'm gonna go ahead and take you to the land that I just flipped. Yes, sir. So we are currently at the location of my first deal. Yes, sir, the first deal. So this is a piece of land that I got under contract for $6,000. Like I told you before, I got it locked up at first for $12,000, but in this area that was way too high. I ended up thinking that I wouldn't be able to sell it, so I kind of gave up mentally. Then I ended up finding the perfect seller for this lot right here, and it's an infill lot. As you can tell, we are in the neighborhoods. This is actually a neighborhood I grew up in, not too far away from this, like 2 streets over. I lived in this specific neighborhood when I was in high school. So it was just so crazy to see that I can take some real estate that I walked past millions of times and go and make some money off of it. It took about 30 to 45 days to get it closed. Like I said, I had it locked up at 12 at first, way too high. I went back to my seller, renegotiated it down to 6, and I sold it for $8,000. And like I said, it's just land. It's just land, that's it. That's all it is, it's land. No house on it, no nothing. And it's looking real wild right now, as you can see. Real wild. But that's how this game works. You just gotta find value and give value to your sellers, to your buyers, and it's a win-win-win opportunity. So in the situation, the seller got rid of this vacant lot. He was trying to sell it himself for 15. Like I said, 12 was too high, so I know he wasn't getting it for 15. And so after about a year of him trying to sell it, he was like, man, look, and just give me whatever you can give me on it. Nobody's interested, nobody's even thinking of it. So like I said, I saw vacant lots in this area just like this one selling for $8,000. So I got it for $6,000. I found a buyer on Facebook. Now my buyer buys in this area typically around the price that I got it for, or around the price that he bought it for me for, around $8,000. So now I know that I can go around this whole little area, this whole little area right here, and find all vacant lots. And as long as I get it under $8,000, we winning. So like I said, just from this and blood, sweat, and tears, I made $2,000 off this deal. I helped the buyer or the seller. I helped him get rid of it because, like I said, he was looking to sell. He don't even live in the state. He was looking to sell it. I helped him out by getting the property out of his hands. I also helped my buyer because they was looking for lots just like this, and he's still looking for more. So my seller won, my buyer won, and I got $2,000. So of course, I'm a winner as well. That's why I say it's the win-win-win strategy. But this is it. I found this really my first week of looking for vacant lot owners, and I got in contact with the guy who owns this. And so really I got my deal in a week. I just had to wait 30 days for it to close. And like I said, this is a neighborhood that I grew up in. So it's a win for me, a win for the seller, a win for the buyer, and a win for Memphis and North Memphis at that. So it's amazing to just see where this can come along. I'm actually going to drive past this in about 3 months just to see how far along they came with it and see what they can do with it, you know?